different up there. Well, you see up there, I had to put a screwdriver, I stuck it in the roller for my awning because the wind was getting underneath it and blowing it. It was unrolling it. So I had to stop it rolling and put that on there with some rope and tied it, so now it's not doing that. Not gonna damage that. But look at my weather. Look at that bugger go. Oh, you can see it, the video. It's doing that stuff. But man, that thing is just, man, it's invisible. We got 56-mile-an-hour gusts. And I had it while I was putting the string up there with a steady 50. But oh, the highways, I got my eyes closed even because the wind is, look, it tore all the roof off my shed. when I got back to the port, one of the pieces of the roof was right where my car is, so it was a good thing I went somewhere because that piece of metal would have hit my car. Yeah, it's windy as hell. My hair looking really funky. Yeah, can't wear a hat in this stuff. The hat would be in Denver by now. But yeah, you barely see Mount Blanca over there. It's bad. It's a windy day here. And I've been in the RV and I'm like, oh man, I hope it don't rock my RV. You know, you can imagine an RV going inside. And you got storage tanks underneath. And when if the thing tipped over, the thing was going to go on the roof. So the dog's over there chasing rabbits. But yeah, I just want to show you how windy it is here. Even my Model A cowl blew over face down. Right in front of the Chase trophy. Yeah. Well. It's windy. We can go over and look at my shed. I gotta take the stuff I got in there. I gotta put it over in that thing. Maybe there's some arrowheads exploding around. Yeah, here's my roof panels. This was the door I was gonna hang on it. But yeah, I just got some junk in here. The tools. Not much in here. I gotta move it over to the other shed. Those some things don't matter. Pick up my axe. Hammer. Put them in the toolbox. So yeah. And this is the roof. It was on top. Yeah, go with it. I'll do it right one day. I only had nails and I didn't have enough of them. Need the power. I need that generator that was in there fixed. Then I can run the drill and put screws in it. But it's windy as hell. Tumbleweeds all over against the. See, here's that piece of sheet metal over there. It was where my car is. What is a mess? I noticed that place over there is abandoned. Nobody's there. The door will kill you. This wind. Oh, I've had that door, wind come up one time. Oh, that door. You know, it knocked me. I was standing in the doorway, and the wind slammed it. Boom, hit me. Knocked me straight back. I landed on the couch behind me. But that's it. I was just showing you the weather. No new treasure stuff to talk about, really. I don't go treasure hunting on days when the wind is 60 miles an hour, hurricane weather. I don't know when the weather is gonna get better. I went searching on Sunday when there was no wind. We had one day without wind, Sunday, and all the other days we've had 45 mile an hour winds at least. And I'm trying to find I want to get a bicycle wheel, and I got an experiment for a wind generator, because you know how you got the spokes in the bicycle wheel, and the wind generator, I got to get some bowls for wind scoops, and you just jam them in between the spokes. Well, I'm going to, I'll get some little things and maybe a screw little clip around the spoke or something to the bowl to hold them on so they don't fly off. But basically just jam bowls all the way around it, and then you have a belt go around that, and then the belt goes around an alternator. So that's a big wheel turning a little wheel. So that little wheel is going to turn a lot faster than the big wheel. And I mean, when you got 45 mile an hour winds all the time, yeah, I'm not going to have any power problems, I'll just have, because I'm running on solar right now, but with that running, it's like having your car running all the time, and the alternator keeping everything charged up, so there's no problem. It's the size of your battery that's going to determine what you can run, not really how much alternator you have, because usually if you're going to use something that's real powerful, you're only using it a couple minutes. Like if I run a microwave, I can run a microwave for 20 minutes off of my batteries and the solar panels. But yeah, windy day. I went to court it was a ticket I got for a stoplight. I was at the line when it turned red, and it's just bogus baloney. I shouldn't have got. It should have been a warning at the most. At the most a warning, and oh, that's a dangerous thing. People get killed there. I was aware of the other traffic because I was wondering why you didn't make your turn. She was sitting at a left turn lane with a flashing yellow, and it was plenty clear for her to go, but she waited for me to get up to that light. I don't know, she had a switch to pop that light over to red or what, But yeah, that thing, when I timed it right after the ticket, it was a 3-second yellow light. It was only 3 seconds. And when I timed it today, it's like 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Oh, okay. So they might have got caught with that light being a short yellow and had to fix it. So I might go check with the city traffic engineers. I might run I'm going to take the 2 videos I did, one right after where it was 3-second yellow light, and the one I did today where it's 5-second yellow light, and I'll do them on a split screen side by side where they both turn yellow at the same time, and it'll show the other one turns, the earlier one will turn, the 3-second one will turn red before the other one. And then I'll show that to the traffic engineer, and I'll ask the traffic engineer, have there been repairs to this light, blah, blah, And then you bring all that to the judge, and it's like, well, you got a lot of information on that for, They don't do that much. If you get robbed, if somebody stole $10,000 from your house, they won't even take fingerprints. It cost us $5,000 to have the fingerprint squad come out. It was like, assholes. and you even know who the suspect is, and because they won't do an investigation, you don't, the person gets away with it. I don't know. I've got my metal detector, and I walked over 2 blocks over and looked around, and it didn't find anything except junk metal, and it really didn't find anything till I got back to my property because this guy was here before me. He's got car parts and stuff, and he was working on engines. But yeah, I got a pan here for some of the soil here for gold, see if there's any. But there's a lot of minerals and rocks. Yeah, well, I'm in a valley, and you can't see the mountains because of all the dust today. I'll open the door and look again here. This is, hold. Put my body against the door and hold it open, But you can see more of the mountain over there now, because the wind did slow down about 10 miles, down to about 40 now. It was 50-mile-an-hour winds, and the wind thing on the NASA thing says there's 66 knots. So I don't know. What are you doing, Jack? Come on in, Jack. It's windy out there. Yeah, I like it outside. Oop, that was the top of my microwave fell. The panel across the top just fell off. I closed the door. My RV's old. It needs to retire. Oh. Yeah, see, this thing fell off right up here. There was a mouse in there running on the fan wheel last week. I gotta put some tape on that. See, I get solar power. I got 10 amps of solar power coming in right now through all the dust. Usually it's like 14 without the dust. Oh. So, yep, that's it. I was just showing the weather. It's, 39 mile an hour wind now. But it was 56.2 in the last hour. And when it was 50, and I was outside working because it was trying to tear my awning off, man, it was 50 miles an hour. So, that should fix that. I don't have to worry about my awning. I just bought that last summer. Yeah, 10 amps is good, but I'd like it to, it gets more really. If I turned on the microwave or something, it'd jump up to 28. But and it's only 10. It thinks you're connected to like 1 or 2 I got 9 batteries, so I can take more than 10 amps. Those batteries can. And I went to the thrift store today, and they had plastic plates. Like that thing when I closed the door, it fell off. Plates like to fall out of the cupboards in RVs, so you want plastic plates. So got some nice plastic plates for 50 cents a piece. But that's it. Let's see, did I say anything new about I haven't done much new on the treasure hunt. I went out yesterday. And what the heck? I come back and I'm looking at my computer, and it's like, how did it get to that page? Rock balancing land art. I never clicked on anything like that. So we'll go back. Oh, force fanatics. I put something up that was curious. Oh yeah, like not Rockwell, Hemingway committed suicide. And he committed suicide with a double-barrel shotgun in his mouth. Whoa, gross. Blew out the top of his head, I guess. I'm trying to remember. I watched the whole story. He had a lot of things happen in his life. His parents were assholes, I guess. You know, and you know, people. You know, people say, "Oh, people have gone nuts today." I said, "People were pretty nuts." I remember in 1966, I had strep throat, and I was sent home from school. And I was walking home from school, and these construction workers. I'm a 7-year-old kid, you know, and I'm walking, and these adult construction workers were teasing and making fun of me as a 7-year-old kid because I was sick walking home from school, you know. And I had to climb over a fence, you know, because usually I'd ride a bus to school, but I had to walk home, and I had a strep throat, and it was my birthday too, March 31st, 1966, and I went home, and my mother, it was her birthday too, and she took me to see Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass that night, and it was Herb Alpert's birthday too. And my mother was born the very same day, same year as Herb Alpert. So that was really cool. My first concert on my birthday, my mother's birthday, and the artist's birthday. That was really cool. So, yeah, I had a Tijuana Brass collection. My ex-wife ended up with them, and I don't know where all those, all my, you know, yeah, her and her new husband took all my albums and even my high school jacket and letter jacket and stuff like that. I don't have any of that stuff anymore because of my first wife. Yeah. So, but there's my peace pipe. Do I got any news stories? I don't got many news stories right now. But this is one of the things at the, it's near the Gypsies. And what it is, this, I don't know if you can see him. He's looking up at this. This is the princess. She's sitting there. Here's her rear end and her legs coming down here. But she's got this like Indian headdress. And he's there looking up at her. You know, it's really neat. So yeah, don't have much to talk about. I did the video because of the hurricane winds we have, and they're calming down now. It's down to 36-mile-an-hour winds, but it was 56 miles an hour in the last hour. So, yep, I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll work on my book about the Mammoth temples. It'll come out. And the people that think I'm seeing shapes and things, they're not listening. They're not listening. I took it to a university professor, the same guy. If you look up the 150,000-year-old mammoth that they found in San Diego recently, and he's the same guy that dated that stuff. The same guy that dated that mammoth and the tools that were found. There were humans in San Diego 150,000 years ago with tools, and they said we didn't. Only 50,000 years ago we started making tools. They found tools that are 3 times older, you know? And it's this, I showed my pictures, my little slideshow presentation to the 2 professors at Adams University, and he agreed, yes, these are some ancient ruins, it'd be really hard to get a date with it because the lichens that are on there are only grow for 1,000 years. There are some lichens that grow for many thousand years. And so, like, say there was a lichen on there that was alive for 8,000 years, he'd know it was at least 8,000 years old. But the only dating they could get back is 1,000 years. They can't even, you know, but with all the mammoth sculptures, that it has to be before the mammoth became extinct at 10,900 BC, or 12,900 years ago, which is actually just 13,000 years ago. Rounded off, 13,000 years ago is how old this place is. And that's a steak knife. Yeah. So, yeah, it's all flaked on this. You can see the flakes were all flaked off that edge there, you know. And it's sharp, sharp, sharp. It was just laying on the ground up there at the temples, and it's down to the bottom. I expect up at the top layers, I'm going to find a lot more stuff. You see, you leave something laying on the ground 14,000 years ago on top of the mountain, most of the stuff washed off the mountain. Some of the stuff stayed on top, but the stuff that's at the bottom where I found this is stuff that's washed out from higher up. Up higher up, there's nothing to wash down on top of it, so the top of the mountain just gets more and more exposed, while the bottom of the hill gets more and more covered up. So that's how that works. So I expect to find some stuff up there, and I know that there's a lot more art up there. I can see some murals in my pictures, but they're too far away. I gotta zoom in too much to the pictures, and they're not, at that point, they're not clear at all. And so I got to get up there and get some close pictures of the ones where the guys in the big giant god in the throne thing is, you know. It's on top of the mammoth temples, and that's, well, you know, that's one of the temple. That's a temple itself. You know, the whole hill is, and then there are other. It seems like there are memorials to different individuals or gods or whatever, and some are kind of elaborate. You know, it's or kind of like a cemetery where, you know, one guy has this big old tower marble thing with a globe and stuff and a fence around it, and then there's other people that they just have a stone in the ground with a metal plate on it with their name on it, you know. So there's all kinds of different tombs up there, it seems, and I don't know if they all just, while they were crossing the continent or whatever, they stopped and left a memorial for themselves on the mountain or what, you know. But there's a lot of couples, the man holding the woman, and, you know, people having sex, all that depicted up there. And even my one mammoth rock, that's one of the amazing things. You've seen the art things and the art exhibits that it's a bunch of objects all in space, you know, that are, things are separated, but if you look at it from one point, it's a picture of something, you know. You have to look from exactly one point, and they were eating them mushrooms and being very creative, because they were doing that type of thing here. The horse thing, it is like, well, you're looking long ways along the edge of a rock, and there are He's actually on 3 rocks. It's 3 rocks that and when you line it up, they come. The horse comes together. It's amazing how. And if you look at it from another, there's a woman sitting down it's kind of like the one I saw on the cover, So, and that's when I just posted a picture in Forest Vet Fanatics. It looks like a box up on the hill, but it's behind a tree and stuff. And well, I take the pictures and I zoom in and examine the pictures thoroughly, and because there's so much area, and some of the stuff is far, so you can get a good shot of it with a 300 millimeter lens, and you can determine if there's something in there that you need to look closer at. And I've got a few targets to get in closer and take a look. And when I was up there, the one area, it was underwater and icy. Horses are incontinent. Yeah, they were. There were horses and camels. There was one depiction of 4 people riding a camel. Camels originated in North America. All camels are descended from the North American camelope. Probably llamas too. But yeah, llamas are somewhat like a camel, aren't they? Yeah, just no hump. The camelope came from North America, and they were here 13,000 years ago. I didn't know that until I saw the camel on the canyon wall, and camels in North America. So I had to go Google it. Camel, North America. Boom, camelope. And all living camels are descended from the North American camelope. In the younger in the end of the ice age, boom, they're all gone. All the camels, horses, and a lot of the people. North America was likely Atlantis, and there's a reason, like Machu Picchu's up at 13,000 feet. You know why I said 13,000 feet? Because the Ring of Fire and the tsunamis, and they learned their lesson, and they go, we're up there, because that wave didn't go up there. You know what I mean? Yes, horses. There were horses in North America. I could Google it. You don't believe me? Horses, North America, Ice Age. Look it up. Yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, it's this is kind of things. People bring that kind of stuff up, and it's like, come on, man. You can look it up. Look it up. Simple. Horses. America. Wild horses in North America. Surprising history. Okay. Let's put it on Ice Age, because it's talking about the current wild horses. Want something that directly goes. Stilt-legged horses roamed North America in the Ice Age. A horse is a horse, of course, except when it isn't. Let's see what a stilt-legged horse looks like. Come on. Silly internet, stupid internet. Daily Mail, one of them pages. They ain't got it. Here's a picture. Not coming up yet. Thin-limbed, lightly built horses was based on analysis of ancient DNA from fossils. Stilt-legged horses in Yukon, Canada during the last ice age. in Yukon, Canada during the last ice age. Wasn't that a miles thick glacier? What are horses doing on top of a mile thick glacier? I don't think there was. Thing looks kind of like a zebra and a rabbit. We'll go to it. There you go. The stilt-legged horse. North American horse. See, he's got zebra stripes. And he's got funny ears. So yeah, there were horses. and then, you know, when they do the colors on them and all that, they don't really know that stuff. They don't know that stuff. They're guessing at that. Yeah, the one I found has a blaze. It's on one side of its face, so it's a white stripe on one side of its face. I think I had it for my photos. Ta-da. Boy, this wind. You see things rocking around behind me? This stuff on the wall rocking, swinging? That's because of the wind. It's crazy. It's 47 miles an hour, right? 48 mile an hour wind. It was 55.6 earlier in the last hour. It's crazy. This hurricane weather. At 7,650 feet. And yeah, I'm kind of the level of the lake that used to be over here. The whole valley was a lake, and this would have been kind of the beach of the lake. I don't know how many millions years ago. What was I was looking for the horse picture, and that was really one of the cover pictures. But does that BB gun look scary? It's a BB gun. How sand dunes get created. They don't know where that sand came from. But I'm pretty sure that it came from the bottom of that ancient lake. It was as big as the one of the Great Lakes, you know. I need a drink. Yeah, it was a huge lake up here, prehistoric. And I don't know if it was after, maybe that was after the La Garita caldera exploded. Good root beer. To the foot. No, they say they don't know where that sand came from, and it's all silica sand, and they don't know how that silica sand got here. But there was a volcano on the La Garita caldera. The volcano, a huge thing, 5 times bigger than Yellowstone's caldera, and that would have had a lot of silica and ash, because ash is silica. No, it's not going to show me the other pictures. So, for the treasure, I don't know. Don't have much else to say. So I'm about done. I want to fix me up a snack. Have a good day.